So as I said before, priority number one, people need to just get rid of debt and quit trying to impress friends, eat at home more, get healthier foods, so you're not going to the doctor so many times, walking more, getting out of the house, like there's so many things you can do that doesn't cost anything. Heck, you got the libraries. Because that's one thing that I do support paying the taxes for, is the libraries and the park system, the metro parks. That gives you so much free recreation for families, for individuals like myself, retirees. I mean, it's such a quality of life here. It's not like Chicago again, where you feel like, or you don't know if you're going to be coming back home that night. Then, like I said, you get rid of cable, and I have a whole video about that you can customize what you watch by the individual streaming. There's so many ways that you can save that you might not be doing now. And then if you've tried to save and you've saved to the maximum extent that you can save, then what I suggest is that you get a side hustle. And I'm not talking about DoorDash or any of that stuff. What I'm talking about is you look at your talents, your hobbies. You look at clutter. Do you have clutter? If you have clutter, well, then that's a good opportunity to make extra money there. You take your clutter, you go on eBay. And I do want to make a whole separate video about how to sell on eBay. Because I've made several thousand on eBay by getting rid of clutter. Because not only do I buy used stuff from eBay, I also sell stuff that I no longer need. So that's an income stream that you can generate. You can also make a business out of it if you're into finding stuff for the cheap and flipping it. I'm not into it, but a lot of people can make some decent money. So that's the side hustle number one. So I'm going into Beachwood again, just to show some of these homes. See, the lots are somewhat large compared to other suburbs. Houses are probably not that cheap. Yeah, so side hustle number two. You've got knowledge. You're really good in a subject. If you're good in math, science, just your profession, go on Wisent and you can tutor. You're good at software. For me, I'm good with QuickBooks, I'm good with accounting, I'm good with general business, English. So those are some of the subjects that I put a shingle out, and I do the Wizen thing. So this is taking me to Fairmont. So I'm going east again. This is taking me back over 271. This is north of where I came from before. So anyway, Wizen is one. You just set up a free account, and then it's hard to get your first student, but then they just come. You just get one, and then if you feel you did a good job, then you ask them, can you give me a good rating? And then it builds on each other. But one thing that I'll say about Wizen is that unless you respond immediately, and it's hard to respond immediately when you got a full-time job or you got other things going on, then a lot of these students will just ghost you, if they inquire directly to you, and then 2 hours later you respond, you don't hear a thing. It's crickets, and I think it's kind of rude, but that's what they do. But I've had some good lessons, and I like that it picks up in the winter, because when you're stuck inside, though I'm never stuck inside, I'll go out no matter what the weather, then it's a good time to have the tutoring sessions. So that's a way to make money. $50 an hour, 60 if you're really good, and then you're doing it for a while, you could charge more, $75 an hour, $80 an hour. Like if you're really good at math, you could probably get in the 70s, 80s. So that's another side hustle, because these side hustles I'm mentioning are not paying minimum wage like DoorDash and places like that. Though I guess DoorDash is more regular, but then you're spending more time and you're using your own vehicle. So I don't like those side hustles. And then I guess you could put a shingle on sites like Upwork. But the thing I noticed about Upwork, you have to pay if you want to bid on certain gigs. And what I do notice is that you get a lot of foreigners on there from lower cost countries, and then they're charging peanuts for services. And then the way the economy is, the way everything is remote, these people are getting the work, even though they don't live in the U.S., so they use that arbitrage, that labor rate arbitrage, and they get the business. So for a site like Upwork, you're better off using the option to set up a project. And you can find videos about how to set up a project on Upwork, but I wouldn't waste my money trying to bid on these jobs and having to buy these tokens. You have to pay Upwork to get to bid for these jobs. But quite honestly, I haven't really had luck with that site too much, though I haven't really tried super hard on the projects, but I think that's the way to go. And then the other thing, you just realize what you're good at, and then you try to do side work just with what you're good at, whether it's handyman or landscaping, and you set up your own business. And it is daunting because it took me this many years to realize that I have a lot of experience and skills to set up my own side business. So that's another subject. And it's something that doesn't reap you a whole ton of money right away, but it will reap a lot of rewards as you keep building it. Because you have to keep watering it. You have to keep watering the plant. You got to keep investing time. You got to keep growing it. And what I'm doing is just growing by word of mouth. So I do have some work on it. Because it's always good to have a side hustle, even if you're making $200,000 at your job. You need to have a side hustle because you don't know what's going to happen with the economy. You don't know what's going to happen with your employer. Plus, it's good. It keeps your skills sharp. It keeps you connected to people. Look at this. This is an auction. That's sad. That's so sad. Just like locusts swarming on somebody's house. That's why I was always sad when they had the auctions in the country. My parents used to go to some, and you always had to think of the other side, the poor person that lost everything. Though a lot of times they were estates, but then somebody died. But anyway, it's good to have a side hustle. You keep connections with people. You're meeting more people. You're sharpening your skills. You get, now I'm certified in QuickBooks. And I was doing the certification for work too. But then I found, it's something I'm interested in, so why not have a side business too? So just having a side business in accounting, bookkeeping, and it's just something that I'm going to use word of mouth. Just build it slowly, just like I'm going to build this channel slowly. I'm not interested in clickbait. So just stuff that's useful to people. So you need to get the side hustle, because everybody's got something they know, some talent. It could be painting. You could go paint people's houses. You could go decorate if you're good at decorating. Set up a shingle. Just get out there, get just one person. Hey, I know how to stage a house. I know how to decorate. Especially in places like Pepper Pike and Beachwood, if you have one person that you're friends with and you do their house or something, then the word of mouth will spread eventually, and you get these people in these towns. Oh, well, let's use so and so for the decorating or the painting or the catering. Or you could set up events. Like I worked with this lady at my other job. She was a receptionist, and she had a thriving side business at event creation. She would manage people's events, weddings, parties, graduations, whatnot. So set up something. But I would just quit, setting yourself up short and go into these minimum wage jobs. It's going to take more work. It's going to take more creativity, and it's going to take some investment sometimes. Like you're going to need computers if you're doing what I'm doing. You're going to need supplies. So, it's probably not a bad idea if you are liking construction, getting a job at Home Depot or Lowe's. There's probably some opportunity in that, I can see. But you need to just live differently now. It's not like 10 years ago. It's not like 6 years ago. You got inflation running rampant, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. You got uncertainty with your job. You got uncertainty with the political environment. You got uncertainty in your investments. You know the stock market's overvalued, so you know that's going to go down at some point. So you just need to, like I said, get rid of the debt, get rid of the credit cards, unless you're only going to use the credit cards for the rewards, and then you pay them off immediately. You pay them off for the next month. You don't carry a balance. That is the only way credit cards work. Otherwise, it just gets you deeper and deeper. So I don't know. Looks like there's some kind of thing going on, but I'm going to park here. I'm going to take a walk amongst the Phragmites. So until next time.